What's going on, fellow humans and resellers? This is I, James, for AdoptionAgency.com. 23 years selling full-time on eBay. And we're Thursday morning. All right, some things I've noticed overnight. Customer ignorance or trying to scam, question. And situation. And what did yesterday do? So let's start off with yesterday. Start off with some positive. How about that? We're going to look at, I believe it was positive anyway. Yesterday's numbers. What did we do for Wednesday on eBay? So the 5th. Did I have any international websites sell anything? Yes. So about $22 on international websites. So the media store yesterday, $525. $524.85 to be exact. Up 48.8% from the day before. 40 items sold. And then we've got I want to see how many items sold over here. Costa. 5th. All right, and 18 items over here, so 58 items total. Over here, 367.67. So yesterday, 892.52. So a decent end to the day, I must say, almost $900. I predicted it was going to be about a $1,000 day. That was off. But yeah. So this morning, shut down overnight. The media store felt it the most. Media store, everything shut off in the media store at 11 p.m. Turned back on at 8 a.m. this morning. We're at 8:35 right now. So about 9 hours, everything was shut off. Then at 8 o'clock, a couple of sales start coming in. So this is what I say when it feels like there's a shutdown. When you have consistent amount of time overnight where you usually get sales when the site appears to be working. Last night, server failures. I kept getting server failures as I was listing. Things would fail. And so that problem started later in the evening. So it may have tied into all this shutdown feel. It wasn't 10 o'clock-ish, but it was actually hats on the other website. So we'll see what the last sale of a hat or last sale on that site was, because I believe it was about the same time the server failure started. Yeah, so 11 p.m. to 8 a.m., 9 hours, nothing come through. What I can tell how this store is impacted a little bit more is because, I have 60,000 items. Normally I'm flooded with offers, but we know offers is a problem. Well, no offers come in during that time. Where my clothing store, I think, accepted 8 to 10 offers this morning that came in overnight. So that's the contrast. And there's only 19,000 in that store, where there's 42,000 on this store. So the contrast is totally opposite of not opposite, but the store acting odd is the bottom line. That's not normal. So Also, the number of offers sent is drastically different. On the clothing store with 19,000 items, in the morning I'll send 30 plus offers to watchers, where the last couple mornings on the media store, it's like 17. So that shows something was hiding, suppressing, whatever the case may be, that store, which is, like I said, the 23-year-old store, and it seems more dominantly focused when there's problems that the older accounts are hit worse. This person's been trying to get this hat for a while now. Did he come back with another offer? Yep. Give it to him. So last night over here, 8:30. So I had a couple of sales in the 8 o'clock hour. 8:30 was the last sale over here. That's when I started getting server failures, when I was uploading the last little bit of the day before the hockey game started and what have you. And then not another sale until 7 a.m. this morning. So we had 8:30 to 7 a.m. shut down over here. But that being said, I had those offers come through. Or I had watchers. Offers to watchers and offers. So was this one really shut down? That's the question. Because this store does act differently overnight than my media store. So media store, definitely, I'll tell you, there's a shutdown somehow, some way. This one, it could be nobody bought a hat overnight. So when it comes to clothing and hats and stuff, usually the overnight shoppers are not buying that kind of stuff. Normally it's more the like collectibles and media and oddball stuff, auctions ending, people looking for those late night auction endings, get a good deal. It's usually not clothes related, from my experience anyway. So that's what's going on there. Yeah, so I actually took notes this morning. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start shipping out the clothing store here as I talk about my last 3 returns. Get shipping label. So when somebody returns something and says it's not as described, I have the option, I'm guessing everybody does, the option to say, nope, that's not true. I can deduct the shipping, because when it's your fault, you've got to pay for that original shipping. You got to refund it. Well, the last 3 when they put not as described, and the one today was similar to the record one that I was talking about the other day. It was 1 CD from a box set. It said volume 3, disc 8, and it only showed 1 disc. Person, well, I thought it was the box set, not as described, and put it back, and sent it back. So, of course, I'm deducting my shipping because it is as described. It says it. It shows it. This is what it is. And I take my shipping back and refund them the CD purchase price, not the shipping. And then that reports them to eBay. Then eBay tags them or whatever the case, however they do. It says, thanks for reporting this buyer. So what happens beyond that, I don't know. Sometimes if the customer will dispute it, they'll just refund them the money without taking it from me. On that vinyl record, I was like, it is as described, so I'm not giving you the shipping. eBay refunded them the shipping without taking it from me. So they're almost like they are what's the word I'm looking for when you encourage somebody to do something wrong? That kind of behavior. I guess that's the word. They're encouraging that kind of behavior by letting people get away with that. But like I said, they call it a report. So do they mark that person like a 3-strike thing, you're out? If this happens with 3 different sellers, you're abusing the system and you're gone? I don't know. Is there some kind of check and balances to that? Maybe that was the first time the person did it, so they went ahead and refunded them the money without taking it from me, and they get 3 strikes? I don't know. I would hope something like that for the people who do abuse it, because a lot of people are try scamming and using. They've learned that if they use a certain reason, they're going to get their entire money back, as opposed to just the item price and not the shipping. So they've kind of learned the system, if you will. So when you learn the system, you can abuse the system. First up, we got this Wichita State shirt sold for $6, headed to Lost Nation, Iowa. So yeah, so the last 3 returns, I've had to say, no, you screwed up, not me, and took my money back. The first one, I don't think they didn't challenge it. Or did they? I don't remember. Second one, they challenged it. Like I said, eBay gave them the money back from them. And then I just had this one this morning. So don't know if this one's going to challenge it or not. But, you know, I'm not responsible for people who don't pay attention, who don't read, who don't even look at the pictures anymore. You know, that's not my responsibility. If it was a true, you know, and then you have people who can't admit when they make mistakes, right? It's almost like the people these days who can't have an open mind about this or that. They think their belief is, like my mom was, their belief is the gospel and nothing else matters. I'm 54 years old. I don't have time for that crap. I ain't playing those games no more. Just not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I blocked somebody today on Facebook just because I made a post about the boy cancer, who had cancer, who wanted to be a policeman. And then a couple people come in with false information. I'm like, if you're not even willing to do your homework to get the right information just because you want to support a certain idea, no matter what your thought is or what side you're on or bull crap like that, if you're not able to just open your mind and actually, I mean, the information's out there if you do the work, but people who don't want to believe a certain thing, I don't have time for that crap anymore. I just don't. I'm not on this earth for too much longer. I'm not wasting my time on stupidity. Sorry, ignorance is a better word. Ignorance. Just be an open mind. Be a free thinker. You know? Be a free thinker. And it's the same with the people who can't admit when they make a mistake. I don't understand that mentality. People make mistakes. We're humans. It happens. But how you handle your mistakes dictates if you're a person I want to associate with. You know? It's just, you are the company you keep. We got a Cardinals cap. Sold for $7, headed to Folsom, California. You know what I haven't sent in a long time? I used to always send cassettes to prisons. Make sure it's a clear cassette, because they could only get clear stuff. For the most part. Make sure the cassette's clear. I haven't done that in many, many years. But then again, nobody listens to cassettes anymore, really. I'm sure they don't allow CDs in there because you can cut that. Those things are shankable. Actually, so are cassettes. It's plastic. I don't know, shankable. I ain't got time for that. Next up, we've got Oberbeck Grain Company hat. Sold for $7. Headed to Kernersville, North Carolina. I ain't got time for that. And of course, I deleted a comment on here this morning, people. And these are people who just don't get it. And I don't have time for people who not that they don't, it's not that I don't have time for people who don't get it. I don't have time for people who just, like I said, have their mindset one way or another. There's no problems with eBay. There's no, all this conspiracy. You're just blah, blah, blah. I don't even know what they said. I'm like, I don't have time for you. You don't get it. You probably have 7 items listed on eBay, if any. I don't have time for that. Always keep your eyes open, no matter what. No matter what you believe, always keep your eyes open to everything. Because believe nothing you hear and only half of what you see. Got these Sperry's here. Sold for $9. Headed to Ruther Glen, Virginia. Especially nowadays with AI, and it's so easy to make AI pictures and memes that have no truth to them whatsoever, right? You have to, and you don't want to suppress that stuff because that's freedom of speech, but you have to be aware that not everything you see is real. Not everything you hear is the truth. Like when I see a story, I'm like, First thing I do is copy Google. If it only comes up on one website and it matches the post that's on Facebook, that's a made-up story. If it starts covering several news stations or papers or whatever, then you know there might be something to it. Then you can look deeper into it if you choose to do so. That's the easiest way I figured out to, is that true? Copy, paste, Google, search Google. One website, fake. All done for clickbait stuff, so. Judy? Judy. I mean, I personally like it when people challenge what I say with an idea. Then I'm like, oh. Then it gives me another road to look at and go and contemplate and whatever. When you just say, oh, that's not true, you guys are crazy or whatever, go away. Okay, whatever you say, you're correct, bye-bye. We got this little big bird in a plane toy. Sold for $6, headed to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. We got a toy going to Canada. Let me pull that out of there. Let's see here. I don't think you'll be easily broke. We'll double bubble you up. Double bubble. Double bubble you up. Double bubble you up. Oh, why is this ketchup here? Adrian sometimes eats down here when he gets home. Well, used to when he had to do a lot of the shipping. He'll bring his food down here and ship while he eats. But since I've been doing, I don't think he came down here at all yesterday. I did it all. all the shipping. Barb. Last few days, like, I'm not getting to start working until like 2 o'clock. Just because yesterday Jan was off. So if you caught that on video, you heard there was probably a couple of times where she interrupted me while I was trying to do something. That's the whole day when she's off. So I usually don't get much done when she's off. So, so the last few days I haven't been getting started to work until too late. We got this bull's breast cancer kind of hat. I can't figure out if somebody did this or if it was created like that, because this is all like paint. I could chip this off. So I don't know if this was released like this or if somebody made it. Couldn't find no other ones like it. Sold for $10. Headed to McAllen, Texas. Yeah, somebody, if you're going to disagree with me, give me factual information or thoughts and opinions about something that's got some substance. Don't call people names or that's just bye. Bye, Felicia. Where did that come from? Bye, Felicia. I don't remember. Oh, Friday. Bye, Felicia. Hell no, you ain't borrowing my car. 864 Marco. Next up, we got some Spalding women's leggings. They sold for $11, headed to Auburn, California. I did order my supplies yesterday. It's supposed to be here today. Thank you for those who reminded me. That worked pretty well. I got to remember that. If I want to do something, I'm going to ask you guys to remind me, because throughout the day, I'll look at the comments to either react to them or respond to them. So it worked. Jolene. Didn't Jolene's boyfriend die? Oh no, so that's Dolly Parton's husband that died. Get it? Jolene song, kind of, maybe. Bad joke. Lastly, for the U.S. on this site, we have some Tweety Bird and Sylvester Scruggs. Sold for $9, headed to Litchfield Park, Arizona. I ain't got time for that. Heather. And I don't look at it as like I'm better than somebody or whatever. I just look at it as I'm in a different place than you. My mind thinks differently than yours. Period. End of story. Move on. Bye-bye. I live in my world. And in my world, change is good. Information is beautiful. And thought-provoking conversation is celebrated. How about that? Like, that was one of the cool things about the guy trips. Is because we all threw in different thoughts and ideas, and so then we all threw back different scenarios and things. Like, it was, the guy trip was more than just guys going and hanging out, and we weren't whistling at women or whatever. It was more of just not just an escape, but the part I look forward to the most is the conversation and the deep thoughts and the deep dives into whatever topic we were discussing, and different points of views, and looking at it from a different perspective. That was my favorite part of it, the whole thing. But the one guy who went every year, was a friend of mine, I guess still is if he wants to be my friend, he stopped talking to everybody who voted for Trump. Which is pretty sad. I mean, when you know people, you've been friends with them for decades plus, and you're just going to, I don't understand that, that mentality. I don't get that. I mean, most of it is probably coming from his wife, because his wife never liked me because of that. And she's very just... not a very happy soul, I guess is a nice way of putting it. And I think she's dragged him down that rabbit hole. Because the first time around, he did vote for Trump. And now he won't talk to anybody who voted for Trump. So it's weird. Even though he knows you, and whatever. He won't answer any of us back. And last message I sent was, hey, I'm here if you ever want to talk again. So the guy trips are pretty much, I guess, done. And then my other friends I grew up with, I just removed them from my life, just because on the last guy trip, they basically lied to me. I said nothing illegal on the trip. If you don't have a permit to carry guns across state line, blah, blah, don't bring your guns. Don't bring no drugs that you don't have prescriptions for. And this was before it was more legal than it is. This was, I guess, going on 4 years, not 4 years. And two of them brought drugs behind my back. Found out after I got back, and I'm like, you know what? I paid for this trip. I asked one thing, one rule: don't bring nothing illegal. Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of us. You're putting us all in jeopardy. I got a rental van. What happens? You get stopped, they find it, they impound the van, and we're all going, well, now what? I don't know how that works. But it's just, my point is, you're putting everybody in jeopardy by doing that. And that didn't make me happy. So even though I grew up with them, I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I don't need this crap anymore. If you're going to do something that petty and deceiving, I'm done. Time to move on. It's sad, too, because I always pictured all of us getting old and freaking just acting as goofy as we did when we were younger. And the doors never close, but they're not the type to ever say, I'm sorry, I screwed up. They're just not. So, at least not to this point anyway. Will they ever change? No. Not when you're in your 50s. You're not going to change. Chances are pretty high that you're not going to change. DC Multiverse action figure. Headed up to Canada. Sold for $11. I ain't got time for that. That's the theme for today. I ain't got time for that. Shoot, I can make new friends. Dang. If I ever left the house. If I ever went live. I got new friends now. Woohoo! Because I'm live on YouTube. That'll be my next live video. I'm desperate for friends. Please be my friend, or something of that nature. What's wrong, baby girl? You tired? Look at her. Pee-wee's in the record room. Why do you always do that? Tape. Yeah, somebody asked. I said the scale's not hooked up to the computer, and somebody asked, so it is hooked up to the computer. I just don't have control over the computer. They're like, the sound's coming through the speakers. The USB's hooked up to give it power, but it doesn't. Well, I guess there would be some control. I guess there was. I guess I could go in and turn it off, maybe. Huh, maybe I can. Huh, I didn't even realize it. See, I didn't even think about that. I thought it was just plugged into the power outlet. But nope. I was wrong. The only thing, here's why I confused myself. It used to work with stamps.com. Or no, I always wished it would work with stamps.com, where it would automatically fill in the things, because you'd had to buy stamps.com scale when I was using them, and it would automatically put in the weight. So I always try to get this one to do it, and I could never figure it out, or it just didn't. It wasn't compatible, I think it was. So I think I Googled it and tried to figure it out. It wasn't compatible with it. So that's where I was confused that it wasn't connected, because I was thinking it's not compatible with it. So, but it is connected because of power. So, yep. So I might be able to go in and turn that off and let it last longer before it turns off or something. Control it a little bit better. I don't remember ever seeing like a pop-up when you plug it in, but I haven't plugged it in a long time, so maybe I'll check it out. Okay. Action figure toy. 1039, 15. Do-do-do-do. See, that's what I like about the information, because now I'm like, I wonder if I could get eBay to recognize the scale and see if it would sync and just put in the things for me, so I don't have to put in the weight. Because when you have new information, or information you didn't realize you were wrong about, it opens up your mind to a new avenue you might be able to walk, right? You never know what new information is going to do for you. Because when you're stuck in the same old thought process, you're stuck. I mean, that may have been my mom's, probably. Who's not to say that was what stopped my mom from actually being more, doing more. You know, she didn't do anything other than when I was young, when we dumpster dive. I mean, and that was awesome. That was something totally different, out of left field. We're doing this. Wow, we got extra money, blah, blah, blah. And then after that wore off, it was just the same old sit in the kitchen, smoke, and watch TV all day, every day. And would argue wrong information if you said something, and get mad at you if you showed proof that she was wrong. So that kind of mentality, it suffocates people. That's at least what I've learned from, growing up with it, is you don't get to grow in life. You're just stuck with who you are. You're just who you are. You're nothing more than what you see, what you get. I would like people who knew me, say, 25 years ago. I would like to meet them again today who haven't had no interaction with me for 25 years and go, wow, you're a different person. But on one hand, you're the same person. Meaning, always be yourself. Never be afraid to be yourself. But always learn, always become better, always strive for something new. Because why are you living for if you're not living to grow? What are you living for? Like, my mom wasn't living. She was dying. Like I said, if you asked any of the people who I grew up with, or any people from the old neighborhoods, describe my mom. Sit in the kitchen watching TV, smoking. That's all she did. I've been having some stuff sell and offers come through. It's not something I wanted for me. Simply CD sold for $6. Headed to Maryland. This is all those long boxes I got. This is one of the CDs that were in a long box that I got. There it is. Paid 18 cents for them. I bought all those long boxes in 2007. And along with some sealed stuff that was not in long boxes. But I think nowadays you see more of that stuff, right? And you got to wonder, like, is it a mental illness type of thing? Like, why was my mom like that, right? Okay, she was in a foster home. She stayed in foster home till she was 19 and then let out on her own. She did work in a cabinet factory. Like, what would make you be in a foster home, then when you get out, not want to do something better? Like, why would you just want to basically do what you did probably in the foster home? You just sit around and do nothing? I mean, I don't know. Like, you're not achieving anything, or even trying to achieve anything. Jamel. And how does that play into today's mentality with so many people who have so much hatred in them? I guess you could say my mom had hate in her. Because how do you not talk to your kid just when they bring up information that proved her wrong? And then you're just ignored for 3 or 4 days. I mean, that's not... Is that anything else but hatred? I don't know. Scorpion King DVD. Or when your mom, tells you that you are the reason they didn't live in a house, they were poor in an apartment. But then always denied it and swore up and down she never said that. She could never admit that she said that. She always stuck to that she never said that. And then why would you blame a kid for being born? My mom put her first 4 kids up for adoption because she was being abused in the relationship, in the marriage. So when she got out, she just put the kids up for adoption. So me and my sister were the first 2 that she was actually raising full, forever. I'm just trying to I'm exploring mental avenues that I've never really experienced or didn't really stop to think about before. Scorpion King sold for $5, headed to Michigan. Because if I come across something that I haven't thought of before, maybe it, helps me look at things differently than what I do. Maybe it gives me a reason. Not that I need one, but maybe there is one. Well, there's always a reason, but... And maybe deep down inside, I do need a reason. Maybe I just tell myself I don't need a reason in order to keep moving forward in life and not to let it totally bother me. That's a thought too. Next up, we've got Star Wars Episode 3 for the PS2. Sold for $5 and needs resurfaced. Head to South Carolina. Because some things can halt you or hold you back and you don't even realize it, right? Things from your past. Peyton. And then once you find that clarity, whether you're looking for it or thought you weren't looking for it, it just frees you up, frees your mind. That's a thought. I would like to have a freer mind. That would be awesome. The game featuring 50 cents, How We Do, on vinyl, 12-inch. Sold for $8, headed to Phoenix. I like the thought that there's something I haven't mentally achieved yet because I was thinking one way. I love the thought that just with everything in life, like I love the thought of something being there that I don't see yet. Whether that's spiritual, energy, your own mental upbringing, Bigfoot, whatever the case. Oh, did you see Expedition Bigfoot last night? Did you see that footage? That footage is pretty damn compelling. Like, I'm a person that's starting to believe that show may be planted and fixed, but that footage was pretty damn compelling, because whatever that was huge, being so far away. So I'd be curious to see what this DNA test show from those blood. I think there's just going to be bears, but that footage was pretty damn compelling. If you don't know what I'm talking about, see if you can find it online. Expedition Bigfoot, last night's episode. If you're into that thing. Jesus. Next up, Gone in 60 Seconds DVD. So for $5, headed to Harrisburg, Illinois. What's up, baby girl? Was I talking to it? Did I get a little too excited there for you? It's okay. Brittany. If I talk too loud or anybody talks too loud, she'll leave the room. If you make sudden movements or noises, she leaves the room. So I'm always saying, it's okay. Fabulous 50s CD. Sold for $6, headed to Redlands, California. She's always been like that thing. I always thought she would grow out of it, but she never has. It's just her personality. Leslie. All right. Something for boating. Astrofugus. I don't know. CD sold for $14, headed to Iowa. Richard. I noticed too on days like when my thought process is going in different directions, and I'm thinking about things that I don't normally think about or try processing or whatever, that it opens up more things. Like my thought before I started talking was like, oh, I wonder if I can find some new music to listen to today. Where yesterday or day before or last week or going through the weekend with, like, my thought was just hit play on my playlist. And then today I'm like, ooh, let me find something new, music-wise. So it always seems to open up new things for me, not just what I'm thinking about. I always notice that pattern too. So we got one go Australia, India. Ooh, that's going to be a heavy one to India. They bought box sets. How much money am I going to lose there? We're going to find out. Because if you buy it, I'm going to send it. Remove. Because my shipping's set up for smaller stuff in my box sets. I just hope somebody don't come in internationally and buy a bunch of them, because that would lose some money. Check out these two offers real quick. Over here. Counter. And I'll do $2. Sorry, ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. Alright, back to it. Next up, are you ready for an 8-track lot? Yeah. All right, $5, $5, $5, and $13. Buy two, get two free. Cliff Richards, Oak Ridge Boys, Oak Ridge Boys, Oak Ridge Boys. Headed to Redding, California. So yesterday I wanted to try Steak and Shake fries. I always like Steak and Shake fries, but they've changed the oil or whatever that they fry them in now. Supposedly it's supposed to be something healthier, beef something or another. I don't know. They were actually good. They are actually taste a little better than they used to. I'd have to put some seasoned salt all on them. Okay, yeah. And that's what made them good. I didn't use no seasoned salt this time. I was just like, let's see what they... I was like, oh, it's good. And they were all crispy. Like, that's a first. Usually when I get freaking even the shoestring stuff from Steak and Shake, half of them are blah, blah. I can't throw them to the dogs or throw them out. And I only eat a small section of them. But I finished the whole damn thing off, besides what the dogs ate. I'm like, hey, they're good. And they stayed crispy the whole freaking time. I'm like, what's going on here? It's like magic. Sean. Apparently a few different fast food places changed to it now that it's more easily accessible to get. But why would something healthier be made hard to get in the first place, you know? Because they want you to die. It's called population control. Go there. Next up, Xbox 360 Sports. So for $5, headed to Yukon, Oklahoma. And that needs resurfaced. Healthy humans just means a more populated planet. To some, and to some, that's not a good thing. Steve. Gangstas for the PC. Sold for $6.50. Headed to Puyallup, Washington. Puyallup. How did I run out of these? Fernando. Next up, we got Scorpions Love at First Sting on cassette tape. So for $5, headed to Burnsville, North Carolina. Allen. And the last US one, I did knock out 2 international. Yeah, there was 2. Okay. Until June, self-titled. So for $5, headed to Bismarck, North Dakota. I need more mailers. Hey, look what I found. You're joking me. You're joking me, right? Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. I had this box marked zeros, and I've got ones. Well, ain't that a biatch? I need to cut open a box of zeros. I knew I had some. I knew I had some. See, I'm not crazy all the time. I had the frickin' box marked at zeros. I made a mistake when I was redoing the organizing. Huh. Well, at least I know I wasn't crazy that time. That's good. All right, Nick. So I write Nike. Whoops. I used to send stuff to like celebrities and places like that all the time. Like, I don't know why that popped in my head. I think Nick, because Nick is the last person I sent something to who is quote unquote a celebrity. Nick Hogan, Hulk Hogan's son. Pair of camouflage pants. I'll just stand there, James. Prep your scan form. Okay. Thanks for reminding me. You're welcome. I got 5 more items there. Well, 4 more. No, that'd be 2 more, James, because I got 2 to still ship out. Alrighty. And Fernando. Steve. Surface. Sean. Richard. Leslie. Brittany. Jesus, or Jesus, whichever you're called. Peyton. Surface. Matthew. Jamal. Almost, girl. I'm gonna see how much shipping I charged on these DVDs. $21. So let's see how bad I lose money. So are you ready for a DVD lot? Yeah. Sold for $34. All right, $34 are going to India. Got Magnum PI, 7th season, Planet Earth. Magnum PI, 3rd season and 2nd season. How much money am I going to lose, Courtney? Huh, Courtney? How much money am I going to lose here? Can you take a guess? Can you take a guess? Can you guess for me? Can you guess for me? See your tail wagging? You see that tail wagging? Come on, you gotta fit. I don't have nothing bigger than this, except a box. So I guess I'm going a box. I did order bigger ones too, so I do have bigger mailers coming also. How much money did I lose? I knew this was eventually going to be one of the... I knew this was eventually going to happen, but to keep everything nice and clean when it comes to shipping for US, I used to have a different business shipping policy for box sets, but I deleted that and just put them all together to make it easier. And now I'm going to pay for it. And now you shall pay, James. It's probably going to be more than the whole thing. All right. 12 by 6 by 6 going to India. 12 by 6 by 6. 3 pounds. Ouch. Gonna kill me here. DVDs. Why is it doing them? Why are you making us 2 separate ones? Just make it one. No. 3 pounds, 0 ounces going to India is going to cost too much. $29. I thought it was going to be worse, honestly. thought it was going to be worse. I can live with that. I can live with that. Part of doing business. Sometimes you just gotta hope it doesn't happen again. And one more left. Second Chances DVD. Headed to Australia. DVD 808 for get rates. Print the label. The label printed. Let's see where I'm at money-wise. We're 20 minutes till 10 a.m. I like to be at 200-ish, and I got a feeling I'm nowhere near that. Media store, 106. Clothing store, 103. Oh, I am at it. Woohoo! 209 before 10 a.m. I'll take it. Give me another day like yesterday and then some. Give me another day like yesterday. And if I put up some quick moving items, 24-hour items, that'll take that $900 to $1,000 to $1,100. Yesterday could have been one of my normal days. Almost hit $900 if I would have put up a few quick moving items. Hi, baby. You ready? I'm ready. You all right? He smelled like he gave off that smell of a seizure last night and a little bit this morning, I've noticed. So he was a little wobbly outside, but I think that's his new med he's on. Yeah, you got that little bit of a smell on you. You guys want to go out front? All right. That's it. I'm off to the post office and worky. All right. Thanks everybody for hanging out, and we will see you all in the evening video where you'll see more of the puppies than just Courtney laying there, I'm sure, and Pee Wee here where you can't see him. You're gonna have to wait till the evening video to see this cute face. Oh, you're so cute. You're so cute. I'm gonna chin rub. All right, I'm out. I'll see you all later. Thanks everybody for everything.